Some things should be said.
Or shouldn't.
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean. Juan.
2.
Juan.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I'm going to see if... Espinosa! You look like a spick that hasn't no idea what to do when a gun is put in your face!
No, sir!
Espinosa!
Yes, sir!
Show me your war face!
Ah!
That was the worst Marine drill instructor ever, but I was not a Marine. But this is Oh, It's On!
With Juan
and Sean, and today we're talking about basic training stories. I guess you call it boot camp?
Yeah, we used to call it boot camp.
Yeah, and if anybody's been to basic training, I'm sure they can talk to you all day and all night about everything they experienced in basic training, because you probably have never experienced it in your life.
God, do you still remember boot camp? It's been years, dude. Years.
Oh, geez. 18 years for me.
Good God.
And there's still a lot of things I remember like it was yesterday.
I remember Recruit George.
Tell me about Recruit George.
So Recruit George.
Why am I already laughing?
Because when this guy came in, so just picture a really skinny, tall, 6-foot white boy. Okay, when he came in, I guess, I don't know what back road town he was from, but he came. He looked like he was like one of those like punk rockers.
Yeah.
He had like his purple hair and
geez.
he had like leather jacket and jeans. I was like, what the fuck, dude? After they shaved him, God, you know, he looked like a. You ever seen Tweety Bird?
Yeah.
Just imagine a big old head, dude, with a skinny little body. I was like, oh my God. So Recruit George, that's what he reminded me of, because this guy throughout boot camp, he's like, he would not stop crying. Joe Starks would yell at him. He would cry. He would pee his pants, dude. Literally, this guy would shake in fear.
So you were going down you said the back country roads. You don't know what back country road he came from?
No.
Dude, my battle buddy straight up was from backwoods Georgia, and it sucked because this guy, I don't want to say, I mean, I only knew him in basic training, so I don't want to say he was like dumb, but this guy did not follow instructions. We'll just say that. And because I was his battle buddy, I was also getting in trouble for everything he was doing. And he was like, hey, what are you doing? I don't do nothing, drill sergeant. And he would obviously be doing something he's not supposed to be doing, but he had the deepest southern drawl that you ever heard in your life. And have you ever heard of Jojo the Duck?
No.
Jojo the Duck was introduced to me because my battle buddy was so messed up that Drill Sergeant Woods made him be Jojo the Duck. And Jojo the Duck is, and I had to do it too, which made me mad because I was like, why am I doing this? You get down like a duck and you duck waddle and you flap your arms and you have to say the following thing. And we went around our bay just doing this for like hours. Clickety clank. I'm a tank, Jojo the Duck, and I'm all fucked up. And like we had to just say that nonstop. Just and I was like, why are we doing this? Like, why am I doing this, I should say.
Yeah, but I mean, for my part, dude, to me, boot camp was the hardest thing ever. And the reason it was the hardest thing ever is that I could not keep a serious face.
Oh, jeez. I feel sorry for you.
Dude, I would just bust up in laughter and I get in trouble for it. Then I had to go to the quarter deck. We call it the quarter deck, where it's like an open space.
Yeah.
You got to do like push-ups, side straddle hops, and you know where they would thrash you.
That's a jumping jack, side straddle hop. Yeah.
We had like this because I remember like we had like this little short, like kind of chubby guy. God, I can't remember his name, but damn it. But he was just short and chubby, and he was like about like, I would say like about like 5'1", so he's kind of tiny. And when he was doing his jumping jacks, John Strucker walks up, is like, "Yeah, you look like a little fat little bumblebee.
Wow.
She goes, go around the whole squad bay jumping around saying you're a fat little bumblebee. So you see him doing his jumping jacks. I'm a fat little bumblebee. I'm a fat little bumblebee. And the moment he came by me, I just went, blah! I busted up, dude. I couldn't keep that serious face. You know, I was like, Espinosa, get to the fucking quarterback. Some running over there laughing. It was just like the stuff that they would make people do.
Yeah. Did you have? I'm sure you had the shark attack. That's when you first get there. You get to get off the bus, and all the drill sergeants they're just yelling at you for no reason.
Yeah.
And you got to, I don't know if you had to do it, but they threw all our bags off the bus, and we had 1 minute for everybody to find their bags, which was impossible to do. And then we did push-ups like an hour because we all couldn't get our bags in a minute.
God. We had something similar to that, but it's like what sucked was that our buses didn't get there until like late at night.
Oh.
Which sucked. It was like, I can't remember what time. I would say about 6, 7 p.m. And they run up there and they start yelling, everybody get off the bus. We got to put our feet like on the yellow like footprints. And then from there, they'd run us in, start telling us to take all our clothes off, run around butt naked.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Dude, and this went on for like a couple of days, dude. We did not sleep. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
It's like people trying to sleep and you couldn't.
And
they wouldn't let you.
And this, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. When I was in recruiting, guess what one story I read was in the Army Times?
What was that?
Drill sergeant gets on the bus, says, "Welcome to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I am your drill sergeant. Please step off of the bus and collect your bag, and we will get you to where you need to go from there."
Wow, that really happened?
That was reported in the Army newspaper. That wasn't something I read or heard secondhand. And I was reading it like, what is this? But that's the new, nicer Army. So in the Army, I went through infantry training. And at the end, you do what's called the bayonet. It's a 25-mile road march. It's the final thing you do. And at the end, I remember for weeks, we would have to wake up early, like at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I waking up? Like, well, I'm only getting 4 hours of sleep or something anyway. And then we'd have to go out, and there'd be these recruits coming in from bayonet. They're marching in their final. And there's just literally like hundreds of us lined up down this road, and we're all cheering. I don't know who these people are. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know who they are. I just know they're finishing their bayonet. I don't care. I want to sleep. Like, you're ruining my sleep time. I hate you. But when I did mine, dude, and I, you're starting to suck. You're there in like mile 25. And then, dude, just out of nowhere, yeah, everybody's cheering. And I felt like I could have like marched another 100 miles.
Damn.
It was so cool. Like, I never I don't know if I never really played any official sports or anything, so I never really had people cheering for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was that or if it was the fact that I was finishing this, plus there were hundreds of other people doing what I had done for them. And I was like, man, I don't know. It's just an experience that taught me how much supporting somebody else can affect them and their abilities, I guess. Did you guys have that too or no?
See, we had like something like that. I can't remember what the hell it was called. It was like, God, I can't remember. But it was like our last month in boot camp. It was like your last motivational march or some shit like that. Full pack gear.
Yeah.
And you did your fucking stupid march, whatever the hell that was called. To me, I was like, I didn't see nothing motivated about it because I was like, fuck. Here we go, fucking miles, dude, and the fucking packs are heavy as fuck. But we got used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
At first when you started with those packs, it was like, God damn, these fuckers are heavy.
Yeah.
But after fucking days of nonstop, dude, they come light as a fucking feather.
Were you running 10 miles a day with a 50-pound pack?
Something like that. I want to say it was all just.
I read online. When I got out of the Army the first time, I started doing my anti-recruitment training, or the second time. I'm sorry. I was going online and just basically telling the truth about the Army and everything you have to go through. And this one guy posted, "My son's in basic training. He he's running 10 miles a day with just a 50-pound pack and all of his gear, like his weapon and everything. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's what, like, a lot of people, you got to be wary of what people say they went through in the military.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
A lot of people lie.
Yeah, well, because, okay, when I went through, we didn't have what was called the Crucible, what is now, what the Marines have now. So, the Crucible, whatever the fuck that thing's called. Okay, I have a buddy that went through that. And the whole purpose of that was to bring, like, unity together. Because what happened was, back before when I was going through, we were getting a lot of recruits getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because it was more intense. It was really, the training was more intense compared to what the Crucible is now.
Yeah.
And certain obstacle courses that we had that I went through, they no longer use it.
Oh, geez.
I was like, well, why? Oh, because people fell when they were climbing up the stairway to heaven. It's like those it's like a log, you know, like where you got like logs. It's like a ladder that you're climbing, but they're like kind of logs.
Yeah.
And the higher you go, you know. It's like you just got to go over it.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know, I guess people got scared.
Dang, what was it, like 100 feet tall?
About there, a little higher.
Oh, ours was only like 20.
Yeah,
10 or 20.
Yeah, but it's like a big freaking,
yeah.
You know, it's like a tower.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess people fell from that shit. I mean, I do know that when we're doing the oh god, it wasn't like the rappel, but it was it's like the same thing. We would climb up. God, what the hell was it called? Shit. But okay, we would climb like a tower, and then you'd have like a rope just coming down, and in between that rope was just water. So you had to like grab onto the rope, slide down, and then halfway you had to roll over that rope, you know,
or fall like I did.
turn your body around, you know, hook your legs back up, and then just start going back down.
Commando crawl.
Yeah, or
is it? Go ahead.
I can't remember what the hell it's called, but I would see people the moment they would like you know, like try to like swing around to, you know, turn around. It's like they would just fall. I'm like, how the fuck do you fall? You know, how? That's what I wouldn't understand. It's like, dude, it's like when I was up there, dude, my fucking hands were on that shit, like gripping for life. It's like,
I know.
All right, here I go. Gotta turn my body around. So I swing around, dude. My hands would not let go. I was like, ugh, okay. Yeah. So
people were just falling.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing we did do a lot was we did run everywhere.
Yeah, we did that.
Everywhere we ran, unless we had to do like learn the marching drills. You know, we go to the quarterdeck, you know, outside in pavement, do our little marching training.
Yeah.
Then the instructor get all pissed off. We back at it, getting thrashed.
So we didn't run everywhere all the time. Well, maybe this was when we were at AIT. So we did basic training. We had a 3-day break. And then we did our advanced individual training. That's how the Army works. You do a 9 weeks of basic, and when you actually get to your school, that it's a lot more relaxed. It's more like normal training.
Oh wow! So you didn't have to go all 3 months, huh?
No. Everybody just does 9 weeks plus your whatever your specialization is. I did what they call OSUT training. I don't know if it's called that anymore. One station unit training, which means my infantry training was basically tagged on. Well, infantry basic training is basically one big giant 13-week thing. Most schools, you just do a 9-week basic training, then you go do how much ever a school somewhere else sometimes. Yeah. But infantry school, it's one big 13-week, and it's more intense because it's combat arms. So the 3-day break, so you didn't have that? You just went 3 months straight? Yeah, we didn't have no 3-day break. We did have what was like that one day was it called like Family Day, where your family could come and visit you on that Sunday. Was that near the end? That was towards the end, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's when you already got your like little dress screens, you know, your little outfit to get ready to graduate from. No, we had a 3-day break because technically in the Army, you do your 9 weeks, you graduate. We had our graduation, and then we got maybe it was 4 days. We got a few days off. Man, me and 3 other guys went and rented a hotel room down there in Columbus, Georgia. And we bought so much junk food. Like, whoever the housekeeper was could have fed her family for like an entire month. And it's like you don't realize, even just for 9 weeks when you have nothing, or at least none of your comfort foods or nothing. You just have basically the same meal every day. You don't realize how much you miss what you had every day until it's completely taken away from you. I do have one question for you, Juan. Did anybody go AWOL while you were in basic training or boot camp?
Did I recall? No.
We had one guy go AWOL.
Because I don't know if you guys had that, but we had what's called Firewatch.
Yeah, we had that too.
Okay. But the thing was that when we were staying at the buildings, it's like we had like also Firewatch where we had a patrol outside the buildings also.
Yeah.
And I think there was like just a total of 4 people. And it was 2 for every inside the squadway, 2 people. Well, actually 4 inside. 2 rovers and 2 posted at the on the door so they can't escape. So I mean, if it would happen, it would have to be if that one person doing Firewatch, he would probably be the one that's like, okay, here's my only chance to try and go AWOL. But dude, you're out there. It's like all it is just fucking plain open fields in the fucking freeway. It's like if you made it out, congrats.
Well, do you want to hear how this guy made it out?
Yeah.
I think his last name was Tran. I don't remember. He was a little Asian guy. He had 2 other recruits put him into an empty trash can. They took the trash can out to the dumpster and they picked it up like they were dumping it into the dumpster. And it was just him in there, so they just dumped him in the trash. And we found out because one of the guys, like, Tran went missing, and the drill sergeant, everybody's freaking out. Where'd this guy go? And I think one of the guys just broke and was like, we threw him away. And that's how he got away. I was like, oh, kudos to him, I guess, like you said.
Damn. I'm trying to figure out how he survived the trash can.
I don't know. There was just a big dumpster we took our trash to. So, I mean, nobody knows what happened to him. We never heard from him again.
Do you think he probably died? Because you know how those big old dumpster trucks, how it's like they come up, it picks it up and dumps it in. And then it has like that little crusher thing to it to make room. I wonder if he got crushed in there.
No, I think they would have heard about that. I mean, it could have been at nighttime. He could have snuck out of there.
Oh, probably.
But yeah, no, that was fun. Have you ever heard of a sternum rub?
No. So
we had this guy. He was like a I don't know, Amish kinda. He wasn't Amish, but he's from his family's kind of like them. He's this like straight up white guy that looked like he'd never seen the sun, and he talked like a little princess. It was really weird. But he would like complain about being tired and stuff. And one day we're in the barracks and we're smoked for some reason. We did something stupid. And he just passed out. He just went, oh, and he fell over. Drill sergeant goes over to him. Get up. And he's just like, The drill sergeant took his knuckles and just pushed it into his chest and just rubbed down. And he went, it was the weirdest sounding yell. And that's called a sternum rub. And it's how you can tell if somebody actually passed out or not. You just put your knuckles into their chest and you just push down. And if they're not passed out, they won't respond. Or they'll freak out. Like this, it was one of the weirdest things I'd ever heard.
I'm gonna have to try.
Yeah. I've always wanted to try it to somebody.
Got someone to pass out. Hold on. Give him a sternum rub.
So you said earlier that you couldn't keep a straight face.
I couldn't. It was just so difficult.
Did you ever like talk back or anything, or you just couldn't keep a straight face?
I just couldn't keep a straight face. That was it. I mean, talking back, it's like the more you talk back, the more you get in trouble. So it was like no purpose to talking back.
Yeah.
But it was just that I could not just keep a straight face for all the shits that they would do. And it's like the worst ones. It's like, have you ever heard of monkey fuckers?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, and I still remember this because I don't know what the hell I did, but I was another recruit Valadares. See, I remember this guy's name because when we were doing the stupid monkey fuckers, dude, this guy was drenched in sweat. And the drill instructor's like right behind him, and all I can hear him's like, "That's right, Valadares. That's right. I'm gonna kill you doing monkey fuckers. You're gonna die knowing you were monkey fucked." You know? So I'm over here laughing even harder, dude. Those were the worst.
Did you ever have to do Little Man in the Woods?
I don't know what that one is.
That's I laughed, but I never like got caught laughing. There was only one drill sergeant. He made one of them do Little Man in the Woods, and they're jumping jacks, but you squat when you do them. So you squat and you like jump, and your feet come out to the sides, and you can't like land on your feet. You have to land on your heels. And then he said, "Little Man in the Woods, go!" And I was like, "What is that?" And I guess the recruit had it happened before because he just immediately knew what it was. He looked like a little leprechaun, like jumping around. I was like, "What the?"
Okay, so I kid you not, dude. For the longest time that I was there, it's like I think it was like by like the second month. I guess every time a drill instructor would say eyeballs, you say click, sir. And he go, whenever you say ears, you say open, sir. But because everybody was yelling, I didn't know what they were saying. So every time I heard eyeballs, I'd be like, blah, blah. Ears, blah, blah. And I would just yell that out, you know, hoping it would just blend in with everybody else's screaming.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, you never got caught?
Yeah. So I was like, until one day I asked somebody on fire, I was like, fuck does he say when it says eyeballs? I was like, you say, what was it? Open, sir? Or,
yeah,
you know, click, sir.
You were just
there
like,
you go. And, yeah. And he's like, "Here's open, sir." I was like, oh, okay. Now it made sense.
So when we were talking about Newslake last time, I mentioned that we had a rock soldier in our unit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so this guy, so a rock soldier is a Republic of Korea soldier from South Korea, and he was, I guess it was on some sort of trading list or something, like, you know, foreign exchange students or something, because he went through basic training with us. He was cool. He liked me for some reason. I don't know why. But this guy, two things I remember about him. Three things, but the two main things. He had the shiniest boots ever. I don't know how. Every single day, his boots were the shiniest boots that I've ever seen. The only shinier boots I've ever seen. It was when I was in recruiting school. You know that edge dressing you put on the side of your dress shoes?
Yes.
That shiny. There was a guy there that put it on his old boot.
Damn.
And he tried to claim he buffed it. He buffed it so hard that it just made it glow. Okay, so and then something the rock soldier,
yeah,
his name was Kong, and I remember that because when our first sergeant heard it, he goes, "Your first name wouldn't happen to be Donkey, would it?" That was another time I laughed, but that was later on when we could kind of laugh. But this guy, like, he picked up his pack or something,
yeah,
and he dislocated his shoulder. It was when I think he was picking up somebody else's pack too. He dislocated his shoulder, and we're like, "Oh no." So one guy went over to get a drill sergeant, and he's like, "No." And he just like grabbed his arm and he just pulled it back into place. And then he just picked up his pack, and it's like, "We're ready. We're ready." I was
like, damn.
It all happened in like 5 seconds. I was like, "What?" That could have been a reason to go to sick call. Or something to get away from this for a little bit. Not that I ever did or wanted to, but I wouldn't have just dislocated my arm and 5 to 10 seconds later I'll just pull it back into place myself, and then just said, "Yep, I'm good." And then, that was when we did our bayonet, our 25-mile march.
Damn.
And he finished it, and I was like, "What the heck? This guy must think we're like the South Korean army could just walk over here and take us over."
Fuck. Did you guys have like a pork chop platoon?
Pork chop platoon.
Yeah. That's where you sent all the fat bodies.
Oh, that's they didn't call it that. What was it called? Oh, there was a name for it, but it wasn't pork chop platoon. Go ahead.
No, but so those that were like really like overweight and couldn't stay with the regular platoon, they go to what was called the pork chop platoon. You know, and so but those that could stay with our platoon and they had to lose weight, it's like it would suck because on their uniform they'd have like these big red stripes, and they were only allowed like certain food at the chow hall. And every time they would be eating, Jones would be walking by and was like, "Yeah, that's right, you little fat nasty. That's right. Eat up. Yeah, you're gonna starve. You're gonna starve and die, you little fat nasty." It's like the stuff that would come up, dude. I would try so hard because he would be saying like right next to me, and I'm holding my laughter and so hard. He goes, "Yeah, I know you want to laugh, Espinosa. Go on. I know you want to laugh." And it was just like so hard, dude. Tears are like coming from my eyes as I'm like trying to ignore him, dude.
Yeah.
It was just difficult. And I guess they caught on because I remember his fucking name, dude. It's like drill instructor Palmquest was his name. And he would just say like the funniest shit, dude. And first thing he'd look is me. He'd look at me. And I'm like over there just like trying to like not just like ignore what he's doing, you know?
So when you got in trouble for laughing, did everybody else have to do exercises too, or was it just you?
It was just me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, everybody would have hated you.
Because I know, that was that's why I tell you how I remember Recruit George, because basically that was his little, that was his job right there. He was the one that always got us all in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was Private Pile.
Exactly. He was Private Pile right there.
So
and it's funny because Recruit George! Oh, they yell, dude, and he just pee his pants, dude. And it was funny and it sucked, but at night, dude, he would be like crying in his bed.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I'd be like doing my Firewatch walking, and he'd just be crying.
Dang.
And so,
did he make it through?
yeah, because he changed.
Oh, he
Yeah,
toughened up.
Yeah, I gave him a talking to because there was this one recruit, Desmonet, who got mad at him and just started beating his ass right there. So we had to like break it up. It's like, whoa, come on, man, break it up. You know, he's like, this motherfucker better shape up. So that night he was crying. I don't know. I gave him like the little talking to. He's like, man, you just gotta, next time someone does that, dude, just start swinging. Just start swinging. You know, I go, hey, you need to start swinging, dude. But I didn't know he was gonna, actually take it to heart.
And he did it?
He did it. And the person he did it was to Desmonet. He swung at Desmonet. Boom. It was like the weakest hit ever, dude. It was just like, it's like he touched Desmonet's face, and Desmonet is like, yeah, I'm just going to fuck you up. Just get him one hard blow right in the, what was it, like, solar plexus, dude. He bent over fucking Recruit George. So we had to stop it.
Oh.
We stopped it again, but
Yeah.
after that, it's like, I guess he got to kind of earn like Recruit Desmonet's kind of respect.
Yeah,
it's like, well, the little fucker fought back. But after that, it's like his Recruit George's attitude started changing.
That's good.
Less peeing himself, less crying. He started being now more active. People weren't fucking with him anymore.
It's funny because you were talking about this time about Recruit George. When we were in 0 week, that's the processing week.
Yeah.
The guy that was next to me, he was really tall and really skinny, except he wore these big giant glasses. But he had this super long blonde hair. And the drill sergeants nicknamed him Sunshine because they said he was a hippie because of all of his long hair. And I was like, dang, this guy sounds like Sunshine. Except his number, his roster number was 206. And the way he said, 206! Like, it was the weirdest. I don't know if he was trying to sound like a drill sergeant and he was trying to sound tough because they were calling him Sunshine. 206! Like, what the heck? So, you went through the gas chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going a little long. Should we just keep going?
Well, how long is it? We could do
We're
a
at
part
half
2.
Hour. No, we'll just finish. I only got 2 other things
Okay.
I want to talk about. Or 3 other things. Should we do part?
We can start a part 2.
Let's just make this one a long one. Maybe
All right.
people will like it. So, the gas chamber. Do you remember going through the gas chamber?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Before anything, it's like before we went to a training. I mean, you know, you got to go through the schooling while we use gas masks and all that bullshit, and then we have to really do it. I see the drill instructors walking by us. It's like, yeah, one of you fuckers gonna be doing the funky chicken. You'll see which one of you's gonna be doing the funky chicken. And I was like, what the hell's he talking about? So as we walk in, you know, they don't walk us all in at the same time. I think it was like what, just like I would say like what, total of 20 of us, you know, 10 on each side.
Yeah.
So like we're in there, you know, we have our gas mask on, you know, you already got like the instructors in there too. And they're like, okay, take your gas masks off. So we take our gas mask off, dude. Next thing you know, it's like I'm trying not to breathe in that fucking gas.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like you're breathing in. It's like you're coughing, mucus coming out. And lo and behold, we had like this, God, I can't remember his name, but he was like a black recruit. Skinny. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So he's trying to run out and they grab him. He's like, no, let me go. And he fell and he started doing a funky chicken on the ground. And once again, it was the worst experience ever because when I saw him, I'm choking and then I go, ah! so I suck in so much more gas, dude. Then I'm like, I'm about puking. Yeah. So then they're like, okay, so put the gas mask back on. And you got it done and clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, once we done and cleared, I was like, fuck, this shit still burns. Like I can still breathe it. It was like the worst feeling ever, man. How was your experience?
Oh, it was bad. It was. We had a guy named Ward. I remember this guy because the CS wasn't affecting him. He was just he took off his mask and he was just standing there.
I remember we had a couple people like that too.
It was like, oh dang it, you're so lucky because I was like looking up, and he's just standing there, and I'm like, what's wrong with him? But I was like, I wish I could be him. I never saw nobody do the funky chicken. We had a film crew that followed us around during our basic training.
Oh really?
And they were making basic training videos for every unit. So when you got done, you could buy the basic training movie that you're in.
Yeah. See, all we had was like, what do you call it? Photographers. So you could buy like your little stupid yearbook at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that too. I was the only person smiling in my like everybody's looking tough. And I don't know where it is, dude. I wish I knew where it was because it's fun because you're flipping through. It's fun for me because I'm flipping through it. Everybody's looking all serious and tough like they're going to war. And I'm like, and I had this big old cheesy smile because I asked the photographer, I was like, is it cool if I smile? Because like I had really white teeth back then. So I wanted to show them off. That's the only reason. I didn't know I was going to be the only person smiling. So, you know, today we have Twitter and we have Facebook and people troll online.
Yeah, it's great.
I, believe it or not, was a troll at basic training.
Really? Tell the story.
So, one thing that made me mad that we were always getting in trouble for was when we were in the chow line. Waiting to go to chow, people would be talking to each other, and I don't know why, because we'd always we'd get smoked for it. We'd get push-ups, you know. I'm like, why aren't we doing this right now? Like, can't we just be quiet for 5 minutes? And one night, I was just like, I'm gonna put a salute, so I'm gonna end this. And I stood at the line in the bay, total line. That's where, you know, you lined up with everybody. I went out to the line by myself. And I just started yelling, no talking in the chow line, like as loud as I could. I didn't care if drill sergeants could hear me, but I would do it for hours. and then when we were just like out sitting around, I would get up and I would just start yelling, and people were starting to get mad at me. And in my head, I'm like, hey, if we just didn't talk in the chow line, none of this would be happening. And yeah, dude, it worked. People eventually stopped talking. I think it's because I was doing it because I was partially mad, but I was doing some weird things. Like I would low crawl underneath the beds to clean them. Like I'd have the mop out in front of me and I would low crawl. Yeah. People left me alone. Like, because my dad taught me, like, if you ever want people to leave you alone, just make them think you're crazy. And so I did some crazy things, and nobody ever yelled at me or nothing. The no talking in the chow line, I think, was getting close, but yeah, it was so much fun, dude. I could see people just getting visibly upset. But I think they were like, well, he's right. Like, and do you have any other stories, Juan?
I mean, we can talk about so much more, but
Yeah.
I think we're going over the time.
Oh yeah, we went over the time. I don't know why I said we should go over, but
So that's it for today.
okay. Dang it, there was one story I really wanted to tell, but we'll save it for next time. So, in the end, though, would I do it again? No. Would I suggest anybody else to do it? No. Partially because I'm pretty sure basic training is easier. When I went through recruiting, the stories I was hearing about basic training were ridiculous because it was so easy. But you got to think, we make it sound fun and we had fun. But remember, when you sign that dotted line, your life is over. You are now owned by the government, and whether you like it or not, you'll be fighting for people who have no idea what you're going through, and they would never do it themselves. That's my point. I'm pretty anti-war now. Juan seems that way, kinda, but yeah, I don't know. If you go to the website blofx.com, there's a whole section about military service in there. If you're thinking about joining, make sure you to go read that page. Or if you have signed but you haven't been to basic training yet and you're having second thoughts, just remember you don't have to go. And if you don't go, you'll be forfeiting your contract, but you don't have to worry about being blacklisted. Like I've heard other recruiters tell other people they'll be blacklisted or they'll be in trouble. Well, you won't. Nothing will happen to you. Any other words on that one? Or
No, that's it.
So follow us on social media, Facebook or on Twitter at OIOPod, or just send us an email at it's on pod. Dang it. I always forget that one because it's different. It's the only one I couldn't get OIOPod for. It's on pod@gmail.com. And let us know if you have some basic training stories. Maybe we'll do a little episode where we talk about everybody's basic training stories, because I still have some more. We can do a part 2, and people should email them, yours to ours. Or, hey, if you want, go ahead and record yourself telling it, and we'll play it, and then we'll probably make fun of you.
That's even better, too.
This episode was brought to you by Busch Light unofficially.